Okay, so explain to me again. You're having an issue with calling, with shot calling?
Yes, and pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so let me see your pen. So here is the thing. So shot calling is the ability to know as soon as the gun went off where the bullet just went, right? So what that means is if you're trying to shoot this box, okay, and you see the dot, okay, the dot drops in, it's doing its thing, it lives in there. When you press on the trigger and the gun fires, what happens to it?
Recoils?
It lifts, right? You're gonna see it lift. So wherever it was when it lifted is where the bullet just went.
Okay.
So the ability to track means that a string of 2 on a very similar target is gonna look something like this. You're gonna see the dot drop in or climb in from the bottom, it really doesn't matter. But when you see the dot, okay, and it's in the target zone and you prep and press the trigger, it's gonna go bang, and you're gonna recover, bang. Okay, so the 2 points here represent where those rounds just went.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So if you're drawing fire 2 and this is what you see, you've confirmed those are both alphas. Those are both exactly where you want them to go. What happens is when we get distracted or we stop paying attention is the dot's going to be living and floating and doing its thing. Your grips are going to get funky, whatever the case may, whatever it is, right? But the dot leaves, the dot's moving. So when people beat on the trigger like it owes them money or they're having a grip issue or something like that, what that translates into is the dot violently moves and then lifts. So this is the part that people don't see. So if you think in your imagination, if you think that you saw this, but your bullet impact is down here, this is the part of shot calling that you're missing. Is on target downrange, I've just drawn some boxes, right? So what you're gonna do is we're gonna take the draw out of it completely. I'm not worried about that. Okay. All I want you to do is I want you to fire 2 rounds carefully, right? Whatever that means for you. So confirm your hits, right? Make sure the dot's in there. And then what you're gonna do is on this sheet of paper, after you holster the gun, because that part's important. After you holster the gun, I'm gonna have you take your pen and you're gonna draw what happens, okay? So you've got 1 vertical, I'm just drawing the exact same array here. And there's no rhyme or reason, these aren't exact by any means. So do you want an example so I can show you what I mean?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. So hold that real quick, eyes and ears. Okay, so what we've got, okay, I'm taking the draw out of it completely, I don't care. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the shot timer, and I don't care. Okay, this is not a speed thing, I'm just doing this to gather data. So I'm gonna start on the number 1 box, the vertical box, okay? So as I build the grips, I'm gonna extend the gun and fire 2 rounds. Okay? Boom, gun's holstered. Let me see the paper. So this is what I saw, okay? So my dot came in from the top and I saw it dwell, I saw it lift, it recovered, and it lifted again. So it's just bang, bang, okay? And just for reference, that's a 42 split, that's slow, right? Mm-hmm. But the whole thing with that, I'm being very demonstrative so that I can make sure, A, that I see this, and B, that it's representative of what happened down there. Okay, so if I look at my peaks and valleys on what I just drew, and then we walk down here and we confirm them on the target, okay, my story lines up with what actually happened.
Yeah.
So that's shot calling.
Okay.
And you can do this at close range, you can do this at long range, you can prioritize speed, you can do there's lots of flexibility with this. So what I want you to do is you're going to use target number 2. I'm going to have you present the gun and just fire 2 rounds quickly. Okay. So 2 rounds quickly, and then you're going to tell me what the dot did. Okay. So build the grip exactly the way you want it, and give me 2 rounds quickly at your own pace. Okay, holster the gun. Now look over here. So draw exactly what you saw from your dot. Where did it enter? Where did it leave? Where did it enter? Where did it leave? Okay, so this is what you saw?
That is what I saw.
It came in.
It got a lot lower for the second shot, which
okay.
I think it did.
It represents, so let's check. Let's confirm. One of the nice things about having the range dark is you pretty much have to call. Nope, first. You're in. So you called it what would have been like a near Charlie, right? But instead of it dropping out, you were still in. So I say that's good enough. I think you are shot calling. So the next thing is going to be diagnosing. You saw a large horizontal movement to the right. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
My arms kind of moved, it felt like.
Okay, so you may be fighting for dominance with your grips. So what I want you to do is relax that gun side arm. Let it go, it's not important. Okay. The support hand side is the one that's doing all the work. So I'm gonna talk you through, you're gonna do the same thing on the same target, right? Draw the gun, build the grips exactly the way you want it. So when you grip on this gun, I want you to grip in your palm, I want you to grip on the fingers down here, really focus on that pinky this time, okay? And let this gun side relax. Not completely, but pretty much.
Okay.
Okay, so let it go, relax. Good. Let your shoulders hang. Good. Okay, bring the dot to your eye. There you go. Okay, so grip up on that left side the best you can. Do you see your dot?
Yes.
Okay, send 2. Good. All right, holster up. So, show me what you saw. Okay, good. So now it rise and falls vertically, right?
Yeah.
Did you have any left or right movement?
It was a little bit.
Okay, but not nearly as bad as that.
Not nearly as bad as that.
So I would call that a nominal improvement, okay? So the cool thing about this stuff is the grips, the physics behind the grip and how you control the gun, it works now, right? That's what I find is really interesting. The hard thing is making it repeatable. So let's check your hits and just confirm it's what he saw. And again, this does not have to be exactly precise. I would say that's close enough. Okay, so you've got your representation of what you saw, the dot came in, rose fall. I think that's totally fair. So now we're gonna accelerate it one step. So grips are on the gun, but the arms are relaxed. Okay, so what you're gonna do on the same box, you're gonna present the gun in fire 3. Okay, present the gun in fire 3. Remember your grips. When you're ready, take it away. Okay, holster up. Same thing, show me what you saw. Where did the dot enter, and then what did it do? Okay, so
it
came from the bottom?
came from the bottom.
That's fine. So you're riding the escalator instead of dropping it from 12. Yeah, no, so really, whether it drops from 12 or comes in from the escalator, it doesn't matter. As long as it lines up with what you were expecting, that's the thing that matters, because it's all contextual.
Yeah.
So if you're shooting from like a high compressed ready where the muzzle is up, then I need it to drop from 12, right? But if you're holding the gun at low ready or compression, this is completely appropriate, okay? So the big thing with this is we see it come in, and then when it initially went off, where was your first shot? Circle your first shot.
I think the first shot I was hoping was gonna be here, but it ended up being here.
Okay, and is that based on what the target told you or what the dot told you?
What the dot told me.
Okay, so let's go confirm. First off, good group. Okay, so we're looking at this one here. So if we saw it come in, that would line up with your first shot, okay? Rise, fall, bang, rise, fall, bang.
Yeah.
So that's shot calling in a nutshell.
Okay.
And that's a good way for you to practice it. The next evolution would be to draw and fire however many. So you want to do it?
Sure.
Okay, so we'll draw and fire 2. We'll make it easy.
Okay.
Ready? Stand by. Okay, holster up. Doesn't matter whether it's fast or slow. Show me what happened. Okay, so you saw it enter from the top that time?
Yes.
Okay, so it came in from the top, and then bang, recovery, bang? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're expecting hits somewhere in that zip code. So let's just confirm. Okay, yep, so that tracks, okay? So this was the shot that you called high because the dot was on the top of the window, and then your recovery shot was one of these down here. So the thing is, again, it doesn't have to be precise, it just has to be good enough.
Yeah.
So did that help you at all?
It did.
Okay.
It did.
So here's the thing. You're fast. You're a good shooter and you're athletic. You like to rip the gun out and you're really good at responding to these types of exercises. So what I want you to do is in your practice, which I know, we both work at the range, so we don't get to shoot as much as we want to, but when you do get to shoot, shot call everything. You should be shot calling all the time. And what's interesting is the feeling side. So feeling meaning like if you draw the gun and the grips are just wrong, right? You know right away. How? Because they feel weird.
Because they feel weird,
right?
Yeah.
When you take mulligans in testing, how do you know it's time to take a mulligan?
When you know something's just off, right?
It feels weird, right?
It feels
Feeling is your fastest sense. It's instant, right? Vision, there's a visual delay. Audio, there's an audio delay. Smelling doesn't really help us in shooting, but the feeling does, right? Mm-hmm. So when you get onto the gun, if it feels weird, if you have the opportunity for a mulligan, you should also study it. So you can figure out why the mulligan happened, and then you start making your own correction.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Cool, good shit.
Nice.
That'll be $100.
All right.